citizens committed to the success of our city, its communities, and institution, and as friends, in support of each other and our shared dreams and aspirations for this great city, the city of Norfolk. Thank you, Brian Stevens and the Hampton Roads Chamber for this opportunity to give the State of the City address. Thank you very much. And thanks to all of you for being here in the city of Norfolk to help create our shared vision for the future of our city, and trust in me and my colleagues on the Norfolk City Council, Vice Mayor Martin Thomas Jr., Mr. Tommy Smeagol, Ms. Mamie Johnson, Ms. Andrew McClellan, Ms. Courtney Doyle, and Ms. Danica Royster. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for our city. And of course, I'm pleased to have with us our city manager, Dr. Chip Filer, and his team. Dr. Filer, thank you for being here. He's joined with our city attorney, Bernard Pishko, our city clerk, Richard Allen Bull, our city real estate assessor, Mr. Pete Rada, and our city auditor, Tammy Dantzler. Thank you for being here as well. Yes. Sitting at the table with Mayor Frame is my mentor and hero, Father Joseph Green. Thank you, Vice Mayor Green. And I noticed that he is surrounded by two former vice mayors, Terry Whibley and Don Hester, who's now the treasurer. She's also here with our Commissioner of Revenue, Blythe Scott. I did see Blythe as well, and Ramin Fadahi, our clerk of Commonwealth Attorney, and our clerk of court, George Schaefer, is here, and two other members of the council, Barkley Wynn and Andy Protegero. Thank you for being here as well. You know, during the past few years, we have labored together to confront a global crisis. At last year's State of the City address, I applauded the collective work of our community partners, businesses, and residents for marshaling resources and talent to increase our vaccine uptake and to address the impacts of the pandemic. I challenged everyone to continue to do their part, confident that we could return to a place to have our State of the City address and also to open Norfolk. Well, we should be pleased to see so many of us here today, healthy and continuing to support efforts to help employees and friends and family members to stay safe and healthy. Welcome back. Yet today, we're facing the reemergence of another problem that is also plaguing cities throughout the country, a surge in violent crime. Norfolk experienced historic lows in violent crime as recently as 2019, and this was accomplished in part by the community policing efforts of our former chief, Larry Boone, who announced on yesterday his retirement. Larry gave us 33 years of faithful and dedicated service. We wish him well. Today, we are experiencing the same tenor of violence that is occurring in America's largest cities and our most economically distressed and disadvantaged cities. While many will argue about the root causes of this problem, no one can argue that we must take a series of short-term and long-term actions to ensure safe communities and save the next generation of young people from vicious cycles of violent crime. In Norfolk, we're taking a whole community approach to ensure safe and secure communities in Norfolk. Immediate steps will include the reduction of illegal guns on our streets, partnering with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, authorizing gun buyback programs. The first gun buyback program was held in March, and there will be more. Expanding code enforcement and reviewing business license and tax records to ensure that every public space in Norfolk is safe. Updating cameras in our parking garages and increasing police presence throughout our city. We're also expanding the use of license plate readers and replacing street lights in our neighborhoods with LED technology. Let me be clear. We will not tolerate crime in the city of Norfolk and in the Hampton Roads region. This focused, measured, and equitable approach will also extend to comprehensive enforcement of parking and traffic measures, city building codes, and state and federal drug laws, creating a permanent culture of safety for our residents, guests, and businesses has and continues to be a top priority for me and my colleagues on the Norfolk City Council. We are receiving grant support from the State Attorney General's Office for community-based policing and violence prevention programs. We are partnering with the U.S. Attorney General's Office and other stakeholders to implement anti-violence strategies. This is an evidence-based model that calls in violent offenders, demands that they stop criminal activity, provides resources and services where appropriate. Ensuring public safety for the long term is not just a responsibility of the city and our law enforcement, it is a whole community approach that's required for sustained reductions in violence. Norfolk is partnering with the Newark Community Street Team to structure and increase the involvement of our community, our schools, our faith-based organizations, our civic leagues, non-traditional leaders, and other governmental organizations in efforts to address violence, to ensure public safety, to provide safe spaces for our children, mentorship for our young, and crisis interventions in areas that are prone to violence. We are making strong commitments to the men and women that protect and serve us. And our next yes in our next budget will be a 5% increase for all city employees. Thank you, Dr. Filer and Team Norfolk. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Filer, for proposing an investment of $2.3 million to provide a step increase for all public safety employees with 6 or more years of service. This will ensure that the city has the most well-trained and committed police officers and public safety officers serving our neighborhoods and citizens. I'm confident that if we come together as friends, committed to the security of every neighborhood in Norfolk and a future for young people that is safe and filled with hope and opportunity, we will rise together as a city and model the way for the region. Our Norfolk Fire and Rescue has recently completed construction of a $1.4 million training facility on Thole Street. They will be able to conduct realistic scenarios and practical training evolutions. Having our own training building will save time and money and resources by eliminating the need to travel for critical training opportunities. In 2021, construction of new Fire Station 11 began. This $7.1 billion facility at the corner of Lafayette Boulevard and Lenz Avenue will replace the existing nearly 100-year-old Fire Station 11 on Verdun Avenue. The new station will be a source of community pride for many decades to come. Norfolk remains a globally connected and thriving city, and we are continuing to build diverse and resilient communities and support with dynamic businesses. Norfolk is connected to the world by its distinguished military presence, leading international port. We're home to both NATO's Allied Command Transformation and Joint Force Command. The only 2 NATO commands in North America are here in the city of Norfolk. Yes. Yet today's international security environment may be complex and uncertain. Norfolk and the region provide support and home for hundreds of NATO military and civilian personnel and their families, and from 30 member countries. The recent invasion of Ukraine has put the alliance on high alert. We stand ready to support NATO and stand in solidarity with the people of Ukraine who are risking their lives in the fight for freedom and democracy. And we are proud to have with us today Vice Admiral Guy Robinson, Chief of Staff, Supreme Allied Commander Transformation. Please stand. Thank you, sir. Our region is home to one of the largest populations of military personnel and concentration of strategic assets in the world. An incredible presence that began with the establishment of Naval Station Norfolk more than 100 years ago. Today, 72 ships are home ported in our region, along with 35 aircraft squadrons and a variety of Navy Special Forces and support units, and nearly 90,000 active duty personnel. We are grateful that Naval Station Norfolk connects Norfolk and the region to $24.5 billion in annual defense spending. We have received awards for our support of military spouses, and veterans, including the 2021 Higher Vets Gold Medallion Award from the United States Department of Labor. Many of our military leaders are here with us today. Let us recognize them. Will you please stand? Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your dedication. It's important to the safety and security of our world. Thank you. Ten years ago, a study was authorized by the United States Army Corps of Engineers to provide a comprehensive investigation of flood risk management problems and solutions for our city. During my tenure, we received funding for the completion of the study, which recommended flood mitigation projects to enhance the coastal resiliency of our city. We were excited when we received $249 million in federal funding in January, the first phase of construction for the Ghent Harbor Park Barrier System. This flood barrier system will extend from the Campusella Bridge all the way to Lambert's Point. And just last week, we were notified that additional $150 million in federal funding has been committed to this project. Norfolk's flood mitigation projects will serve as a model for other coastal cities in our region and around the country. Thank you all for your leadership in flood mitigation here in Hampton Roads. Thank you, Army Corps of Engineers, as well. We have created collaborative partnerships with ODU's Institute for Coastal Adaptation and Resilience, RISE Resilience Innovations, and FloodMap. A new app was created for Norfolk by RISE and FloodMap. This app helps drivers to avoid flooded streets along their routes by using the Waves app. The more users validate and verify the information on this app, the better the flooding model will become. I hope by the end of the day, you download the app and start using it immediately. I want to thank NOAA. This app was made possible in partnership with NOAA, and Captain Nick Krivik, Commanding Officer of NOAA Marine Operations Center, Atlantic, is with us today. Thank you, sir, for being here. Please stand. The Port of Virginia has positioned Norfolk as a significant logistics hub and prime location for businesses in the maritime and transportation industries, and has connected our region's workforce to more than 7,000 jobs with an average annual earnings of more than $100,000. Our port is now the fastest growing port on the East Coast, growing at a rate of 23% in 2021. Over 95% of the world's shipping lines call on our port, connecting Norfolk to more than 380 ports in more than 115 locations worldwide. And we are expecting the port to continue to grow in the future. Thank you. Clearly, Norfolk maintains an important heritage as a seafaring city, but we're also expanding our air and rail connections. At Norfolk International Airport, not only are we flying to more non-stop destinations, but we're also providing affordable options for travelers throughout the region. Norfolk International Airport hosts 7 airlines, and beginning this summer, we have nonstop flights to a record 38 destinations. Just last month, Breeze Airways announced additional routes departing from Norfolk that will include nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Breeze also selected Norfolk as an operations base, making us a hub for maintenance and crew, adding more than 100 jobs with a direct investment of $5.2 million. Norfolk International Airport is a critical driver of our economy, providing over 17,000 jobs with a total economic impact of $2 billion. Yes. Longtime Executive Director Robert Boone has announced his retirement. Robert, if you're here, please stand so we can thank you. Yes. Robert, thank you for your commitment and dedication to our airport, making it one of the best airports in the United States. We look forward to working with the new Executive Director, Mark Perryman, to help Norfolk continue to grow to higher heights. Thank you, Robert. Last year, the Commonwealth of Virginia, in partnership with CSX, Amtrak, and Virginia Railway Express, committed to a $3.7 billion passenger rail expansion initiative aimed at growing passenger rail service and connecting travelers along the eastern seaboard. As a result of this landmark agreement, a third train is departing from Norfolk. Norfolk's Amtrak service has essentially tripled in less than 3 years. We're also focused on micromobility. We have expanded our bike share program to include e-bikes and e-scooters as we continue to explore more bike lanes. Norfolk will remain the most multimodal city in Virginia. The Elizabeth River Trail's Glow Line is coming soon to Jeff Robinson Park. The Glow Line is an 800-foot luminous path that wraps around the northwest playing fields of the park. Once installed, this path will be first of its kind on the East Coast. And running parallel to the Elizabeth River Trail, the Norfolk Innovation Corridor is leading the way in supporting innovation, connecting Norfolk State University, downtown, and Old Dominion University, creating a cluster of talent, amenities, and technology businesses. Recognized as a model for public-private partnership by the International Economic Development Council, the power of the NIC is illustrated by the recent expansions of SVT Robotics, Tech Art Solutions, and Embody. Together, they represent nearly $6 million in new capital investment and more than 130 new high-tech, high-paying jobs just this year. Last year, we announced that Metronet was coming to Norfolk to make a $90 million investment to build a fiber optic network able to provide a 1 gigabit per second internet speed to every home and business in the city of Norfolk. Construction is underway, and we are just 2 to 3 years away from becoming the first gig city in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Starting in Norfolk, Cox Communication will be making significant broadband network enhancements throughout Hampton Roads, but starting in Norfolk. Through a $100 million investment, Cox plans to build a 10 gigabit capable fiber optic network throughout the region. Thank you, Cox Communication. Norfolk is forward-looking, thriving, and continually building the next and the new. Together, we're shaping Norfolk into a more resilient, sustainable, and stronger place to live and learn and to serve and create. Our cost of living index is below the national average, which allows us to have businesses to attract and retain skilled and talented workers. According to the U.S. Census data, Norfolk ranked 5th out of 173 U.S. cities for millennial net migration, proving that we are an emerging city for this generation's workforce. Norfolk outranked all other cities in a smart asset study that revealed 42% of our workforce is younger than 30. Norfolk is also home to next-generation industries, including offshore wind and large-scale utility batteries. We are strategically positioned to become part of an emerging East Coast offshore wind hub and ready to welcome medium-sized manufacturing, construction, industry maintenance, and other firms that will serve nearby wind farms, including Dominion Energy's 180 wind turbine farm, scheduled for completion in 2026. Through our small business initiatives, Norfolk provides end-to-end support and resources that empowers entrepreneurs to start and grow their businesses. This program includes technical assistance and opportunities for financing to start or expand a business. Our Capital Access Program continues to assist startup businesses with alternative and affordable financing. Many of our existing businesses continue to grow and thrive. Kelana Shipyard is undertaking a $28 million capital expansion that will be completed this year. Lion Shipyard is making a $24 million capital investment, creating an additional 100 new jobs. And in 1996, WR System began its Norfolk division supporting critical projects for the Navy, starting with just 15 employees. The Norfolk campus now houses more than 320 employees, and I'm excited to announce today that WR Systems has decided to expand their campus in Norfolk, adding several more hundred jobs. In making their decision, they share that Norfolk's position as a strategic military hub and coastal location are critical for their continued success. Last year, KTN Norfolk, a plastics polymer distribution logistics company, committed investing $61 million to expand its freight distribution, adding 31 new jobs, and their new 243,000 square foot facility is on track for completion this year. It's their plan to ultimately have more than 1 million square feet of distribution and logistics space in the city of Norfolk. Norfolk continues to lead in healthcare. In December of 2021, leaders from Centera Healthcare, Old Dominion University, and Eastern Virginia Medical School signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen educational research and healthcare outcomes in Hampton Roads. ODU, EVMS, and NSU also committed to launch a joint school of public health. Centera has invested $6 million in grants to support this initiative. Thank you. And Centera has recently announced that it has received a $3 million gift from the Hillier Ignite Foundation to create the Luke Hillier Cancer Research Alliance at Centera Brock Cancer Center in Norfolk. This new entity will enable further collaboration between Centera and its longtime partners and will significantly advance oncology research and cancer care in Hampton Roads. Children's Hospital of the King's Daughter, new $224 million children's mental health facility, is on schedule to open for outpatient services this spring and inpatient care this fall. With healthcare partners, Norfolk is positioning itself as a mid-Atlantic healthcare destination, serving patients from across the region and from around the country. We continue to rebuild on our communities of poverty. We build to address poverty in Norfolk. Our work in St. Paul's, Tidewater Gardens, is positioned to become a model for transforming public housing while investing in the lives of the families who live there. We have engaged with Tidewater Gardens families every step of the way to ensure an open and transparent process for the transformation. The city continues to keep its promise to help residents secure safe and affordable housing while building a new and improved community. Thank you, Councilwoman Now Delegate Graves, for your leadership, and Councilwoman Danica Royster for your leadership on St. Paul's Advisory. Thank you both. Through the work of People First, we are helping to strengthen and stabilize families in 4 key areas that impact their quality of life: housing stability, education, economic mobility, and health and wellness. To date, People First has helped nearly 600 families. Of those, they helped 360 families find new homes. 81% of those families are staying in Norfolk, and 85% are moving to neighborhoods with low poverty rates. We are deconcentrating poverty in Norfolk, we're strengthening neighborhoods, and we're driving change and improving the overall life expectation and outcomes of families. Through People First, 97 residents found jobs last year, adding to the roster of 280 people who have become gainfully employed. 503 families have obtained medical insurance who didn't have it before, and we have also made significant impacts in the number of children enrolled in child care and provided assistance to high school students to increase graduation rates. And this is only phase 1. We still have more work to do. And later this month, the City of Norfolk and NRHA will officially break ground on the Tidewater Gardens redevelopment project, paving the way for this transformation of mixed-use housing, a mixed-income community with more than 700 apartment homes and a 26-acre resilient park. Thank you. 78 at St. Paul's Place. Is number 78 in the house? It's a public-private partnership which will provide mixed-income residential apartment homes and a prominent gateway to our downtown. The proposal includes 261 apartment homes, a 4,200 square foot office ground floor commercial space, and a portion of the residential units are being designed for project-based vouchers in support of the adjacent St. Paul's Transformation Project. The project will incorporate a new city parking garage on East Butte Street to provide additional public parking for community activities and events, as well as overflow for Scope and Chrysler Hall. This is being made possible by NFL Hall of Famer number 78, Bruce Smith. Norfolk is showing leadership in the region, the state, and the nation. The investments that we're making to connect our neighborhoods to safety and resilience, businesses to innovation and growth, and residents to jobs and opportunity are critical to Norfolk's future as a thriving city. There is so much to do in Norfolk. Parks and Recreation has reintroduced after-school programs after a 2-year hiatus. The Virginia Zoo has just welcomed its first baby rhino and giraffe. The Norfolk Botanical Garden is currently undertaking a $30 million capital campaign that will take our already world-class garden to the next level. The Garden of Tomorrow is scheduled to open December 2023 at the Peter G. Decker Jr. Half Moon Cruise Terminal and Celebration Center. Our ability to host the world's largest cruise ships is expanding with the new state-of-the-art cruise passenger gangway. 2 of the world's largest cruise lines are making significant investments in Norfolk in 2022. First, Carnival returns in May, which marks the first of a 5-year agreement, and Norwegian Cruise Line will make 25 port of call visits this season, which each of these calls bring in an average 4,000 passengers to Norfolk. We will be rolling out the red carpet for a record 180,000 passengers. Thanks to the sponsorship of organizations like Geico Military, Town Bank, Aviation Institute of Maintenance, Centura College, Tidewater Tech. For the second year, Nauticus lit up the USS Wisconsin. During the holiday season, Nauticus welcomed over 65,000 visitors. Norfolk is the hub for arts and culture in the region. The Chrysler Museum marked its 50th anniversary this past year and welcomed over 120,000 visitors. The Virginia Arts Festival celebrates its 25th season this year, welcoming world-renowned artists to our community and arts education experiences for our students. And the Virginia International Tattoo makes its long-awaited return to scope in a few weeks. This year's tattoo, Celebration of Resilience. Our tattoo is the largest event of its kind in North America and the 5th largest military tattoo in the world. We're home to the Virginia Symphony Orchestra. Last year, we announced the new musical director, Eric Jacobson, a very talented cellist and conductor. We wish him and the symphony the very best. And we also welcome back an old friend, renowned conductor Thomas Wilkins. And the Virginia Opera, tickets are on sale. There are many shows: The Sound of Music, Black Jacket Symphony, Bob James, Curtis Connor, Norman Brown, and Taylor Tomlinson. Get your ticket today. And the Virginia Stage Company is making a triumphant return, kicking off Norfolk Theater Festival with a 3-week run, the widely popular Broadway show Dreamgirls, a co-production with Norfolk State University Theater Company. And Festivus is celebrating its 40th anniversary, providing Town Point Park and Ocean View Park with family-friendly events, including Norfolk Harbor Fest and the newly added events, Juneteenth in the Park and Nash Fest 757. And we're expecting to have the Patriotic Festival to come to Norfolk this May. We're expecting this event to generate $23 million in economic impact for our city. And the Governor's School for the Arts and Hurrah Players continue to build artistic and creative skills of our young people. Thank you for what you do at the GSA and Hurrah Players. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everyone. And TCC is repurposing the old Farm First site downtown into a visual arts center that is scheduled to open in spring of 2023. The Norfolk Admirals is hosting the ECHL All-Star Classic in 2023. And because of all of these amenities and exceptional opportunities we have for our residents and visitors, Norfolk has been listed among the South's best cities on the rise in 2021 by Southern Living, the most livable towns in cities in America by Outside Magazine, most walk-friendly cities in America by MSN, and according to VEDP, Norfolk led the region in total projects announced, total jobs created, and total capital investment in all of 2021. Business retention and expansion is a major pillar of our economic development efforts. Dante Val Company and Tibet Manufacturing in the Broad Creek community both announced recent expansions, bringing millions in investment and over 100 jobs to our community. Our partnership with Greater Norfolk Corporation to develop the Norfolk Innovation Corridor led us to receiving the International Economic Development Council Gold Award for Public-Private Partnerships. We launched a new website, Star Grow Biz, which is a new tool to help small businesses start and grow in the city of Norfolk. And with $114,000 in sponsorship grants for the Slover Library Foundation, Town Bank, and the Edwin Webster Foundation, Slover Library opened the Hendricks Business Center to support local and regional business development. Thank you, Slover. We're creating a partnership with Old Dominion University to renovate the nearly 5-acre Willoughby boat ramp to create a testing site for unmanned surface vehicles and underwater vehicles. We recently announced the retention of CGM Shipping Lines North America headquarters, the creation of nearly 300 new jobs in Norfolk. Our transformational projects are underway. The Headwaters Resort and Casino, which is on track for groundbreaking this summer and scheduled to open in 24 months. The Resort Hotel Casino will redefine the waterfront by developing a marina, will enable guests to travel by boat, enjoy the resort casino, or to dock while taking in a baseball game next door. This $500 million development will attract new tourists, improving our regional tax base. The EDA has received proposals for the redevelopment of Military Circle, which includes entertainment, residential, office, retail, and other attractive components. The city will negotiate with the developer whose proposal is the most inspiring. The negotiations will lead to an agreement that will transform an aging mall area into a vibrant mixed-use community with something for everyone. All of these projects and initiatives will cultivate new companies, create new jobs, and elevate Norfolk as the city of the future. We are proud of the quality of life amenities that Norfolk has to offer, but to continue to build on our quality of life, we need every child to succeed and socially and academically soar. Where our children learn is critical to their success. Our children must have schools that strengthen their learning. Thank you, Dr. Birdsong, for your leadership and members of the Norfolk Public School Board. But I'm pleased to announce a major renovation and construction plan to modernize and revolutionize our schools. Our 2023 capital plan will provide over $700 million in new school capital funding over the next 30 years. This historic investment in public school renovation and construction and will result in development or improvement of nearly 25 facilities. And all of this can be accomplished with no increases in taxes or fees, thanks to new revenue we're generating from some of the projects that we've mentioned, the Headwaters Casino Resort and others. Our disciplined and prudent fiscal management continues to provide benefits to the city and our residents. We continue to maintain Standard & Poor's AAA bond rating on our long-term general obligation bonds. This is not only a testament to high investor confidence in the health and stability of our city, but an affirmation that the state of our city is strong. Every day we have to think of ways to diversify our economy. To grow our economy, we are making progress. And we embrace the vital role we play in Norfolk, in the region's economy. We are Norfolk. We are a city of the future where we are committed to safety and security of our residents and businesses. We are Norfolk. We are partnering with federal law enforcement to reduce illegal guns on our streets. We are Norfolk. We are implementing new anti-violence and intervention strategies. We are Norfolk. We are connecting to our military families and veterans with workforce development services. We are Norfolk. We are creating green spaces and natural walking trails and reconnecting neighborhoods. We are Norfolk. We are funding projects to enhance coastal resilience and to reduce the risk of coastal flooding. We are Norfolk. We are bringing the world's largest cruise ships to our harbor. We are Norfolk. We are connected to more than 380 ports and more than 115 global trade destinations through our relationship with the Port of Virginia. We are Norfolk. We're flying nonstop to record 38 destinations and beyond. We're leading the way in high-speed fiber, big data, and machine learning. We're providing shelter and day services for persons experiencing homelessness. Yeah, that's Norfolk. We are finding new homes for residents, transitioning out of public housing. We are reducing poverty, strengthening neighborhoods, and driving change. We are supporting global security and international peace as the home to Naval Station Norfolk and NATO's North America headquarters. We are Norfolk. We are nurturing entrepreneurs to innovate and create, stay here, grow here. We are Norfolk. We are contributing to the freedom of young people to grow and develop as artists and musicians, to translate their ideas and possibilities into tangible art forms. We are making multi-generational investments in school construction, innovation, and modernization. We are Norfolk. We are home to the military, maritime, healthcare, arts, culture, innovation, educational centers that drive our region's economy. Yes, we're 97% developed, but we are ascending, transforming, transcending a city that's developed to a city of opportunity and new development. We are attracting new private investment, high tech, high wage, high demand jobs to continue to transform this port city. We are thriving. We are transforming. We are moving forward together. We are Norfolk, a city of the future. Thank you. God bless you. Bobby D.
Nah. Proud of you, dude.
Bobby D.